Hello folks, well we've got another night of, I guess you call it more of the same, so let's get started. Okay, we are back doing, it's just stopped, back doing essentially the same thing that I've been doing for the last 4 nights, and that's taking advantage of clear skies, somewhat unusual for us. So we're going to hang on just a minute here. I got to do some I gotta find this video, so and where are you? And here we go. Okay. No, it isn't okay. Wrong one. We are live, yes. Okay. Why is it that? Okay, we're on it now. If you're joining, we're looking at Saturn, obviously, and we're going to scoot crosshairs down a little bit, recenter, and we're going to check. Guiding must be horrific, and it is. I'm not sure what's going on down there. Oh, it's our guide star. It's a moon. Okay, let's go back outside and check out our planet Saturn. The scene is not as good as it's been. Saturn is kind of moving all over the place right now. It's not as stable, and I'm tickled we have some clear skies. And 2 hours ago, the clouds covered our sky, and it looked like it was not going to be a good night. We had a front come down from the north, and it's bringing some cooler weather. And boy, we needed some cooler weather. It's already getting a little bit cooler outside, but a little bit cooler is 71 degrees. So what's good is the dew point's 55, so that's very good, and the humidity's 57, so we're dry. So we have a lower humidity, the dew point, that's looking good. Right now, our dew point and our temperature are running really side by side, as long as they don't cross. Once they cross, then you can count on moisture. When the dew point hits the temperature, bingo. It's like raining outside. But so far, that part looks good. But the front coming through, I guess, is what's caused this instability in the atmosphere. I don't know much about weather, but I do know that when we have these fronts come through, you can usually, well, we rarely get the image, but when we do, you can usually count on some not so good scene. And so that's what's going on with Saturn. And then we can go over to the Cave Nebula, and last night I got another 25 frames of HAO3 and S2. And of course, I have my RGB stars that I've taken. And tonight I'm going to add another 25. So I'll have 75, if the clouds allow, 75 images, each 240 seconds long, 4 minutes for hydrogen, and the same for oxygen, and the same for sulfur. And that ought to be data sufficient to render a nice Hubble palette image. And that's what I'm counting on. And this is what it looks like. The first of these are coming in, and I'll stretch this. Camera hasn't cooled yet sufficiently, and I'm not sure why. I'm going to give it a kick again and see if I can't get it to I may have to restart Sequence Generator Pro. This is unusual, and I have found in the past when my camera's cooling system seems to hang considerably shorter than where it should be, and it's only using 38% capacity. It's got plenty of cooling capacity, but it's not being asked to use it. So instead of being minus 15, we're minus 4.7 degrees Celsius. Okay, what I'm going to do, I've got 18 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I'm going to let it finish this frame. I made a decision to go ahead and start imaging before it actually cooled all the way down. I probably shouldn't have done that. So after it downloads, we're now pausing. Sequence is paused, so I'm going to save the sequence, make sure I've saved my progress. I'm going to shut it down. Oh, wait a minute, before I do that, let's disconnect the camera, the filter wheel. Well, let's try. That may be part of our problem. We have might be having some computer. Alright, it stopped working, so that's what well, our guiding is running along at 0.55. Pretty cool. Take that all night long, and let's head back on. Boot up Sequence Generator Pro again. Let's reconnect our equipment. Let's go right over here and start cooling. Let's get our filter wheel, our focuser, and our weather station. So we are now let's see if it's going to warm up some, just simply because I restarted the camera, and it'll start going down, hopefully. I'm going to go up here to sequence. I'm going to reset the sequence and preserve progress. And it's kind of slowed, so it's at 4.5, and now we ought to go, yeah, 4.3. So we're headed back towards minus 15. Let's go ahead and run. Yep, let's go ahead and get it going. So it's going to restart the guider, and slowing to the target. It's going to recenter. I've got to decide on a target for tomorrow night. I have a football game to photograph, but I'm going to have everything set up, and right after halftime I'm going to take my golf cart and I'm going to go find me a secluded place, and I'm going to use my iPhone to connect to my gear at home, and I'm going to start imaging. And once I get everything up and running, then I'm going to be back on the field. We're focusing now and running the focus routine. We've plate solved, recentered, and it's going to run another focus. Let's go over while it's doing that and see what our planet's doing. Well, it's drifted a little bit, so let's move it up. We're going to need to move it east a little bit and then south. East and south. Man, we're going to need to go west a little bit. Center. Let's go ahead and start taking some Saturn pictures. Let's go up to capture, start capture, and well, before we do this, let's make sure we're going to be saving these to the external drive. Nope, we would have been saving them to the desktop. So let's create a new folder inside of the external 9, and today is the 22nd, and okay, so we are now properly in position to save our, look at Jupiter wobble around now. That's all seen. I don't know whether I want to start capturing images or not. It's hard for any stacking software like AutoStacker to produce good images, and when the scene is poor, I really need to take at least 10,000 frames and keep 10% or 1,000, maybe 5%, because the vast majority of them are worthless. But I'm not going to have the time to take 8 or 9 or 10,000 frame video files. So about the best I can do is say 3,000. So let's try it, and fingers crossed. So let's go to capture, start capture. Number of frames, we're going to pick 3,000. This will be Saturn, and sequence length, let's do 3,000 frames, and that'll be plenty. Let's go. Game's on. Between frames, I may have to bump this around and get it centered. So let's go over and see if we're now doing a plate solve. I thought it already had done that. It ran a autofocus. That's up here. So this is actually the autofocus routine. Well, it looks like it had to settle for a half lux radius in the ones, in the low ones. I hate that. But the scene isn't good, so it's not. That's kind of likely. When the scene isn't good and the stars are being influenced by the atmosphere and they seem to be moving around, it's hard to focus on them. It's hard to guide on them. And so you get, the results you get are almost directly one-to-one related to seeing conditions. And without good seeing, you just struggle because, like I said, you can't focus with the stars that are moving around. You can image nebula okay, but it's hard to guide on a star that's bouncing around. The mount's sending corrections, thinking that, well, software is sending corrections to the mount, thinking that the mount's having a hard time keeping the star centered. But the star has no idea which way, the mount has no idea which way the star is going to bounce and move in poor seeing. And you have to weigh the fact that these long focal lengths, any movement at all, and the star moves considerably. You know, when you're holding a pair of binoculars in the sky, you cannot hold them steady enough without some kind of support to see a star that is motionless. And it's because you're moving. Well, when you're able to hold the binoculars motionless and the star still moves because of atmosphere, you can't move your binoculars fast enough to stay up with the moving star or with the bouncing star. And that's kind of the quagmire that software, guiding software, has with poor seeing conditions. So there's no point in even trying. You're not going to fix it making adjustments in PhD. I did see that our guiding was going pretty good. Uh-oh, we've lost a star. So we've got some clouds. It's having a hard time finding the star. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and stop. We're going to start guiding again. We're going to pick another star. And hopefully this one is in an area of the sky where, oh, there's our cloud. It's passing through. I'm afraid we're going to have to deal with that throughout the night. Okay, so here's an example of poor seeing and the mount software trying to figure out where the star is, sending corrections, and it can't win the game. But clouds are one thing. Let's see if we can see any clouds in the sky. Let's log on. There goes a cloud. I just went outside, and right before I went live, and I went from horizon to horizon, and I saw stars everywhere. It really looked good outside tonight. But that doesn't mean you have good seeing. Some of the best visual stargazing I've ever done has been in poor seeing. So we're losing a star. I wonder if we're losing it over in the other kit on the other side of the sky. Let's move over to this. Oh, we're not guiding though. Nah. We can try. So we're guiding now. Here's our star lost column. Guiding looks about the same over here too. Bad. So let's go back. Uh-oh, it wants to abort because of the multiple loss of stars. So let's try it now. And we're in a recovery mode. And let's go over and see what's cooking. We lost the star 30 times. There aren't many clouds out, so I'm not going to fight through this. I'm going to probably just delete this image because it's going to be try now. Let's abort. We're going to abort the sequence, and I'll give it a few minutes and I'll come back. That image is done anyway, so it's going to park the telescope. It's going to warm the camera, and that I want to stop. So abort that. Turn it back on. Start cooling. It did get down to -15, so that all worked. I'm going to save the sequence. I'm going to make sure. Let's pull up our. Yeah, it's already parked the scope, so we can unpark it. And this is the image. Go ahead and mark that image as bad. I'll right click and mark it as bad. Give it a thumbs down. And so oh, I deleted the file, so I can't mark it bad. Good. Alright, this one looks alright. The first one we took is okay. The other one we aborted, so there wasn't even an image. Alright, let's bring up PhD, and we're looking in the north sky right now. So let's take about a 4-second exposure, and we're looping. Let's see if there's any clouds showing up. Alright, let's try to go back to our target again, and we're going to slew to the target, and yep, no, we're not parked, and let's go watch it do that. Here it is. It's working its way over to the Cave Nebula. It's there. Now we're going to center it. Did we hit another cloud? No. Yeah, we can go ahead and sleep. We don't need. Alright, let's go back to our software, and it's going to plate solve. That noise is coming from my clicking on the desktop. So we're starting all over again. Clouds shut us down. We are 1 pixel off in RA, and we're 9 pixels off in declination. So we're spot on. So let's resume, and let's go ahead. We're at -11 degrees. Let's go ahead and start imaging. It's going to set the HA filter. It did. It's running a dither, and then it's going to start guiding, and we can wait for it. It's going to start it up automatically, and do 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 do. So I don't want a 4-second exposure. I want to go to 1 second. I want to try that first and see how guiding goes. If it goes okay, we leave it. If it doesn't, I'll go to 3 or 4 seconds. You can go ahead and clear out that. I don't know why we haven't already started guiding, so let's go see what it's doing. Oh, it's imaging and we're not guiding. That's a bad thing. So what has happened? All right, we haven't even connected our gear yet. Bingo, that's what's happened. Now we're guiding. That's right, when it aborted, it shut everything down. So we are off, running at a 0.64, 62, 59. Looky here though, 0.19 and 0.52, that's terrible. We've got good RMS numbers, but we have a 0.43 and a 0.25. RA's twice that of the deck, which means my little stars are going to be like little footballs. It's catching up. These two numbers need to be real close in value, regardless of what's going on down here. You want low RMS numbers, but more important than that, you want values that are fairly close in RA and deck so that your stars are round, not oblong. Even when you have high RMS numbers, if these are both, and although they're large numbers, if they're both about the same, your stars are round, and you can make those smaller in post-processing. But when they're oblong, I don't know how to fix oblong stars. You can make them smaller, but they're smaller oblong stars. So I'd rather have fat bloated stars and high RMS numbers, and these are equal, than, and if I knew how to fix oblong stars, I wouldn't pay any attention to that. So guiding's going to be okay so far, in the 40s now, and so I can leave it alone at 1 second, and I prefer to do that. Let's go and see. We are imaging. We're at -13 and headed towards -15, and we have somewhere around 60 seconds left in this image. Let's go see where Jupiter is. Saturn. Oh crap, this guiding's gone crazy. Now I really wonder where Saturn's gone. Ay. Almost. Okay. Let's start. We're going to have to move this in the middle of a capture. I am going to wait though until this is over. I don't know how many we've taken. Let's see how many of these we've taken so far. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and how many did I say I was going to get? 10. Let's go back and try guiding again. I don't know what's going on with that. Look, terrible. This is the same kit. Nothing's changed that I used last night, and the guiding was in about 0.80 all night long that we imaged. And it's the same kit, no added gear, nothing's changed. The only thing that could be causing a problem, and it may cause me to have to walk outside, would be cables. And so yeah, it's starting off crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and babysit this through Saturn, and then I'm gonna go out and check the cables and go to Jupiter. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go ahead and babysit this through Saturn, and then I'm gonna go to Jupiter and see if it's still doing this. There's no point in guiding now. That's just nuts. The telescope itself has mount behavior But we'll keep it pretty close centered without too much drift, without guiding, and I can babysit it and nurse it back to center. We're about to finish this 3,000 frame image. We're at 2,900 and change, and we have 4 remaining up here, and we're about to do another. Bingo. I think the scene has gotten just a tad bit better. I think once the cool air kind of gets in here, we've got cool air and warm air fighting right now outside. We had storms earlier today, and I think once the warm air has been pushed completely out, I don't know, I'm acting like I know what I'm talking about with this, but my logic is talking. That's scary. I do know, though, from listening to Christy Henderson, our Channel 7 meteorologist and chief meteorologist for Channel 7, that cool air has come down and pushed the warm air back towards the Atlantic, and that was going to cause some storms, and it did today, right on time, just as she said it would. I know I've mentioned this on prior live streaming videos I've done, but October the 1st is International Observe the Moon Night, and I will be streaming the moon. It's going to be about 50% illuminated. They picked, and that's good, because that's the right time to observe the moon. You see nice contrast when the sun is cascading over the craters and mountain ranges of the moon, and the craters and mountains look much more contrasty and defined, and as opposed to when it's a full moon and it's all illuminated. You don't see any of those detailed craters. But it's going to be the International Observe the Moon Day, October 1st, and I'm streaming with I'm not going to use this kit. I'm going to use another refractor. I'll have 2 refractors working, and so that I can get the whole disk of the moon in on one of them, and the other I can kind of bounce around from crater to crater. And both of those streams are going to be picked up by NASA, and NASA's going to stream them through their website. And I don't know how many other people are going to be doing the same thing that I'll be doing, in just the webinars or Zoom calls that we've had about it. I would say that there's probably 20 to 30 other people around the world are going to do it. But if you're into this hobby, join the Night Sky Network, join the Astronomical Society of the Pacific, even if you live like I do in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and also join your local astronomy club. And I'm a member of Roper Mountain Astronomers, and they're all in the upstate, South Carolina. Roper Mountain Science Center is where the meetings are held, and that's in Greenville, South Carolina, about 30 minutes from my home. Furman University is the observatory that we have access to for our star parties, which are once a month, and they're usually around the new moon, so that we have dark skies and telescopes can be set up, and fans of the night sky can come out whether they have gear or not and enjoy looking through member telescopes. The Roper Mountain Astronomy Group has recently invested in some equipment that will make it possible for groups of people to sit around large TV monitors and see live feeds of what's being captured on camera from telescopes. It's kind of hard for everybody to look through an eyepiece. Much easier if you've got it on a television screen, sort of like this. Okay, we should have 2 more left after this one. And then we're going to Jupiter. And let's go see how our other kit's running. We got shut down because of clouds a few minutes ago, probably 20 minutes ago. And so here we are back on our target. Great software that lets us, this is the cave, getting a little close to it here, and you can see my stars are nice and sharp. I don't have the best half flux radius. We're at 1.13 for this particular combination of telescope and camera. I like for it to be around 0.8, 0.9, but when you get to these values, there's not a lot of difference in the stars, but stars are nice and round and tight, and that's that way from corner to corner. We go to the other corner, our other edge. It's pretty cool. So nice stars. We're going to have a good image, lots of data, and I'll start processing it. I am so far behind processing data. I'm earlier or last week with our clear skies. Oh, why'd I click on Photoshop? I don't want Photoshop. I'm just going to have to get rid of it. It's just in that right there. But I was on, I'm going to try to stop that. I accidentally, it's Foursquare. I just did. Okay. I wanted to go to Pix Insight. There we go. And so far, hang on a minute, I'm going to move some boxes around you can't see. I can. These are the non-dithered images of HA03, and these are my stars, my red, green, and blue stars. And then over here are the dithered images. I made the mistake of not selecting dithered when I ran this, so I had to do a drizzle excuse me, I didn't mean dither, I meant drizzle. These are drizzled images. These are not. I made the mistake in the weighted batch processing script when I set this up not to elect to have it drizzled 2 times. It was drizzled 1 time, so you got to be careful, and I've made that mistake twice now. You'd think I'd learned, but I didn't. But at any rate, I have 2 images now. I have the image of the, I'm just getting started. This is the, well actually let's just go over here and just look at the, that's the clone. So this is the image of the Western Veil, Eastern Veil Nebula. Nothing's been done. I need to run the dynamic background extraction. I've got that set up already to run it, and I'm going to go ahead and run it on the SHO. No. Why did I say SHO? That's not SHO, that's HOO. So let's, when it's done, I'll change that name in a minute. Okay, we're removing gradients, and let's delete that. Let's run it again, and this time let's run subtraction, and let's see if we can eliminate some of the vignetting in the corners with subtraction. Which applies a multiplicative effect. Running it multiple times on the corners. Okay, we're good there. I think we're okay. A lot of noise reduction to play with, and the HAs just influence this whole thing. So when we color balance it, that'll fix the red background. But we got some nice detail. That's about, I think we got 13 or 14 hours in on this too. Pretty cool looking. This is a supernova remnant. There's what it is. And then these are my stars. And I'm going to need, these are my, I don't know if they're 10-second or 8-second stars. I take both, but I know I don't take more than 20 red and 20 green and 20 blue at a time. So I've already ran linear fit on my stars, and then I ran it on my nebula, and I'm going to change this now to HOO, and I'm going to change my clone also to HOO, and we don't need that anymore. We better head out and better go see Jupiter, make sure it's still drifting. Alright, we're going to have to move this up, so we're going to need to go south. We're at 5,000. Oh, we're finished. We parked the stoke. Alright, it finished, so we'll close, and we didn't mean to park the telescope, so let me go out here and see what's going on. Bring this up and bring this up. No, we didn't park it. Or did we? No, we didn't park it. What just happened? Look at all the things flying around. Alright, let's get back out here. Try to figure out what just happened here. PhD is not able to make sufficient corrections. We know that. The mountain went nuts. All right. Let's see. We're down here. That's where the mountain went. So what I want to do is I want to recenter this. So I'm going to go up. We're not. All right. Let's go up. Let's make this 2 times. This drives me crazy. I got to clear this out. I hate cluttered up. I got something going on outside. I'm gonna have to go full with the cables before I do Jupiter. All right, now we need to go south a little bit. Too far. Oh, I better change this to 1. Yeah, we try to go west again. Bring it up. Why doesn't this want to go up? Huh. All right, let's see if we're... Look at that thing drift off. That's nuts. All right, let's see, are we in Sidereal? Okay. Well, somehow or another we got clicked off of Sidereal right here. And that's what was causing that. Probably went to the lunar rate. Or maybe I just stopped the guiding altogether, but that's part of the problem. I think there's cables messed up outside too, though. Let's bring this back down. I'm going to take my... let's go back to auto. And let's take our crosshairs and let's get rid of them. Let's bring them back again. Now I want to move this up. Nope, wrong way. It's got to go east and then south. Now west. Oh, let's take it off of 2 again. Oh, play. Love to play. All right, which way we're going here? We're going east, so that's up and to the right. And now we're going to go north just a bit. Come on down. Now we got to go west. This is a pain tonight. I want to center it because I want to sink this mount. And let's do that here. I want to go up to telescope. First of all, I want to get delete. I want to delete these sync points. I want to clear those out. All right, I want to redo this. And so I want to go to telescope, sync. Yeah, we're on Saturn. And put it in there. Okay, so that's good. Now let's go see. So we're on Saturn, and what we want to do is we want now to go to Jupiter. So let's bring up Cortez. Let's find Jupiter right here. Well, let's just go up here and just use, we'll click on this anyway, and let's go over there. And where is my, there goes my scope. Jupiter's just right over my house. What was that? It just flew by. Oh, I did it again. I think we got a hawk out back looking for my chipmunks. All right, we can close this out, and we can go now to PhD, and there's Jupiter and its moons way down there. So I need to bring up EQ mode, and we got to go west. We got to, first of all, let's get this thing going. And let's move it north. Let's take it off of 2 and go 1 times sidereal, and let's go north. It hardly moves at sidereal. You know, I have to put it on 2, but then it overshoots. Okay, and then let's go down a little. And now we can go back to Sharp Cap and use let's see, we want to go west. Center it, and maybe just a tad bit south. Okay, we got a hot Jupiter, so let's take our gain down, say 230, and let's bring this down. Oh, scene's just awful. It's no point in imaging. I've got so much data to work with from the last 5 nights that I haven't looked at. And days, I've got time lapses of the sun that I've done that I haven't worked on. But for those who are interested in seeing Jupiter, it's extremely close to Earth. And on the 26th of September, it will be the closest it's been in 59 years. So, pretty spectacular, I would say. I'm just curious, let's try guiding. Let's see what's going to happen if we guide in this neck of the woods. Let's watch this and see what goes on. I guess it's possible that we slew to Jupiter from Saturn, that whatever cables were creating an issue, if that's what it is, may have either freed up, or they're going to be even a bigger issue. I don't have but 2 cables coming out of the mount, one for power and one for data. The power plugs into AC, and that comes from the Pegasus Ultimate Power Box, and the data cable plugs into the laptop, and that comes out of the Pegasus Ultimate Power Box, and they are not in the way of the telescope. The other cables go from the Pegasus to the camera, to the filter wheel, to the focuser, and to the mount, and to the dew heaters. And the data and the power all go to those as well. And they are secure. So cable management shouldn't be, cable issues from poor cable management shouldn't be a problem. The guiding's better here for some reason, and maybe, I don't know, maybe the one of the power cable, or the maybe it was stuck on the top part of the laptop when it went around, because they kind of fold the laptops down some, put a towel over them so there's no put a towel to keep moisture, because we do have considerable dew usually nightly, at this time of year. Well, the good news is I'm not going outside to improve guiding from this. It's not great. It's at 1.17 total RMS, but I don't care. That's fine, given the scene conditions we're having. So let's just enjoy Jupiter and try to wait out the scene. Tell you what I want to also do. I want to go to Winjupos. Is that here? Nope. Is that here? Nope. Is that there? Nope. Where is Winjupos? I don't know. I thought it had it down here. My icons got all screwed up. Here's Winjupos here. Let's put this on my desktop. Right click, show more options. Pin to taskbar. So there it is. I use this all the time. So let's bring up Winjupos and see what's going on with Jupiter tonight. Let's go to Program, Celestial Body. We don't want Saturn, we want Jupiter. Then let's go to Tool and get to the Ephemerades. And why didn't it bring up Jupiter? So we want to go back and shut this down. Did Celestial Body, we're on Jupiter and Ephemerades, and we don't have a graphic, and I don't understand why. So let's bring up a image of let's go to recording, image measurement, and yes, and where's my drive at? There it is. No. Yeah, there it is. Planetary. All we have are Saturn. I deleted the rest. Daggone. Okay. Well, let's try Tools. Ephemerades without. We don't have. We need a Jupiter image. And we don't have one. Crap. Well, we don't. So, enough of Winjupos. Let's see if we can, I wonder if I have it over here on this laptop. I don't think I do. Let's go over to another laptop to do processing on. Winjupos. Yes, we got it here. Do you want to open Winjupos? Yep. No, not the website. Why did I say that? Let's go to Programs, Celestial Body. We got Jupiter. Let's go to Tools, Ephemerades. There we go. You now have it. There's Jupiter. Let's go to real time. And so this is what Jupiter is like right now while we are looking at it. And let's go ahead 10 minutes at a time and see where the red spot is. See what time it's going to come around. Uh-oh, looky here. Here comes the, what's going on the other side. Alright, let's try this again. Here comes low the moon. Oh crap. Europa just went out. I'm guessing we've got clouds happening here. Yep. So we're going to stop guiding. We're going to go over to, we're already trying to abort, so we're going to, not now. We're going to try to center the scope. We're in recovery mode. Oh, well, fiddle. We may not get what we want tonight anyway. Over in the northeast part of the sky, where we're imaging, we're just getting these little patches of clouds going by, and they're messing with me. So far, we haven't had any. See the try now, and it can't plate solve. We're not going to wait 58 minutes. So we're running dither. That's a problem. Auto guider setting. And it seems to think it can take an image. I don't think it can. We're guiding again, so I guess we are out of the mess. Way to go, PixInsight. We're going to mark this as bad. File doesn't exist. They already aborted it. Good. How many have we taken? We have 64 in the can, and we're looking for another 11 in HA. We have 4 hours to do it in, and that's good. 4 hours. This is where we are right now. 10:04. We're at 10, and we have 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours more of imaging, and take an hour and a half of that and attribute that to dither focusing. And I'll tell you what, knowing that I have that, I'm going to add another 10 hydrogen alpha frames. I want to have a lot of HA. So we've got 5 hours. We're in good shape, provided the clouds leave me alone. All right, let's go see what's going on with Jupiter. What time is that? That would be 7 UT, so that's 4 o'clock in the morning. Nah, I won't be here. That's when the great red spot starts. That's at 5:48 UT. That's 5:48 in the morning Universal Time. I got a minus 4 hours, so it would be 1:48 in Spartanburg, South Carolina, because we're minus 4 hours in Eastern Standard Time. So I won't be up for this one. And but the Ephemerades tool in WinGPost is a good way to plan how you're going to and when you're going to image Jupiter. So if the scene is not good and you don't have features like the great red spot that you might want to try to capture, then I may not even try to image Jupiter at all, unless the scene just improves big time. And we might as well go out and see if it is, so we can get rid of WinGPost. And let's head over to let's see, we're still on, no, we're right where we're supposed to be. Let's bring up Jupiter, let's bring up guiding, let's bring up Cartez, and let's telescope, let's seek on Jupiter, and then let's go back out to, it's actually looking better. Let's take a few captures, maybe let's just take 3,000 frame captures and keep 10%, keep 300 of them. Let's say, see how that one works. Talking to myself here. And let's take 10. So we're off. Let's see if guiding got worse or better. It's the same. We're right around 1 RMS, but I'm not concerned about the stars because I don't care about stars when I image a planet. But this would be sad commentary for deep space imaging with a 0.89 RA and a 0.65 DEC. Those values need to be pretty close to have round stars. Okay, let's go back now to Jupiter. And we are at 1400 frames captured, 25 frames per second. There may be a better focus that could be acquired. I don't know how to get it. I've gone in and out with Saturn, and the scene doesn't give you, when you think you've got it focused and the scene kind of blurs things, you thought, yeah, maybe it isn't that focused after all, and then you hit it again and you move another 5 steps. It's just hard to tell. So that's what we're doing tonight, and clouds allowing us to, we'll end up with 85 HA, 75 O3, and S2. That'll be about 13 hours of total integration time for the Cave Nebula, Caldwell 9, SH2 155, and LBN 529. LBN 529. I think that's right. Alrighty. Well, I see one's hung out there with me the whole night. Thank you for doing that. Enjoyed having you. And I'm going to say goodnight and go get a snack, come back and see how things are transpiring. I may walk out to the mount with my headlight on and just kind of look at the cables, but I think everything's okay right now. I don't think I need to do anything. But being curious, I might double check just to make certain and catch you guys probably again tomorrow night, because I will have a new target. I don't know what I'm going to image. If you've got any suggestions of what you'd like to see imaged, I'm in the northern hemisphere, find me a target. And it can be RGB or it can be narrowband, because the moon isn't going to bother me. It's less than a quarter illuminated, and it's raised, and it's rising in the 2 to 3. Let's see, when does the moon rise? Now, let's click on this, go to panning tools, and it's rising at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's about the time I'm shutting down. And so again, it's about looks like a sliver in the sky now, so it's not a problem. So it can be RGB or narrowband. So if you've got a target you'd like to see imaged tomorrow night, it's going to be late. I've got a football game to photograph, to shoot, and I'll be there from 5 till probably 10. And I'm going to leave shortly after halftime. It's homecoming, so I'll be taking... Oh, here we go again. I don't know which setup it is, but I'm going to guess it's not this. I've got a clear image, so let's go to PhD. Yeah, we got 29 star lost. We're still guiding along. Start all over again. We haven't shut down yet. That's a good thing. So whatever went by, cloud-wise, the image probably won't be any good. So we're looking for frame 67. I got to make a note that when I blink through this, this is the same frame. Frame 67 probably is going to have look real milky looking because of the clouds. I'll stay with us a minute. We've lost the star twice now. I'm going to reset. And these are just little small patches of sky that patches of clouds that are moving pretty quickly. It's kind of windy out. Oh, heck. Well, I don't know how wind could bother one telescope as bad as it bothered that one and not bother this one, so I don't think it's wind. Although that big Smith Cassegrain's like a sail, whereas this little refractor, let's just stop guiding, clear this, and let's continue to image without guiding, because I have a feeling this image is going to be bust anyway. When you have these cloud issues, sometimes it becomes so aggravating. Because if I had walked away, which is what I was planning to do, and go get a snack, this could have easily aborted if I hadn't stopped guiding. Once I lose the star like 30 times, then I have this set up to go ahead and shut down, to abort the sequence and just shut everything down, park all the gear and shut everything off, because there's no point in having this thing run throughout the night if there's clouds, and that's long after I've gone to bed, for example. But when I'm awake and it's happening, I just stop guiding. I can usually guide at 5 minutes with good stars, with 5-minute exposures at good stars with these Atlas Pro EQAZ mounts. If I'm polar line, and they're polar line, they're very close. We're under 1 arc minute on both of them. I do use the Pole Master, and I run it 5 to 6 times when I do it to refine that. Then I run an image calibration with PhD, and then I do a 10-minute run of the guiding assistant, and I'll get a good feel for what my polar alignment really is, because it will measure the drift. And if it's not good, then I'll go back out and run it again. Once I get it set up, because I have permanent piers, I don't worry about it. I don't polar align again for months, if at all. If I take one of the telescopes off, I might switch it. I may polar align again, because there is a tendency that different weight on the telescope will add some flexure and some torque to the saddle, and so you have to give that weight. There, see, this image just came in and it's terrible. So we're going to mark this one as bad. And the stars are okay when we zoom in, and we haven't been guiding, so the star's okay, they're round, we've got a good mount, but the data's all crappy. So we're imaging again. Let's go back out and let's start running guiding. See, there's our clouds going by. So the next one's going to be a bust too, so might as well go ahead and abort these. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to abort this whole session. Yep. And we're going to park the telescope. And yep. Want to run in the sequence actions, but I don't want to cool the camera. I'm going to, warm the camera. I want to keep the camera cooled. And I'm going to go eat my snack and not worry about it. Shut down, and then I'm going to go outside and see if I can get a real feel for what clouds are going to be doing the rest of the night, or at least the rest of the night that I'm awake. And if they're going to be hanging around for a while, I'll just stop imaging. I'd rather not image at all than have to go through here and delete 95% of my images because of this. Alright, well, Jupiter is probably halfway through getting what we want. I don't know how many frames we've taken of it, but we'll go look. This is Saturn. We want to go to planetary, and we want to click on, why is it? Oh, doo-doo. I forgot to change the name. So these last files are videos of Jupiter. That's fine. Let's see. This has got to be Jupiter. Anyway. Can't play it for some reason. Windows. Okay, well, we're knocking off some more Jupiter, and it's up here. I forgot to change the name. Go ahead and change it. Wonder what's going to call it. The next several will be called Jupiter. Actually, what's going to happen, it just creates a folder and it'll put the next images in there. It doesn't change the name itself. Alright, folks. Glad having you around, those who've come and joined me, and hope you have a good rest of the evening. I'm going to grab a snack and check that other gear and head outside and make sure I've got cables all secure. Check the skies, decide whether I'm going to continue to play or call it a night.